So we soft launched the brand, and we just wanted to make sure like the website was working and product was getting where it was supposed to go, and customer reception for like that first 1,000 customers was favorable, and everything was kind of manageable from a customer experience standpoint. But then we were getting ready to announce, and that brought us to March and April, and I would say like that's when stay-at-home orders started to go into place, and that's when the world really felt like it stopped.
Yeah.
And so we didn't do a formal announcement. We were just like, it's not appropriate to launch, to announce the launch of a dog food company. And furthermore, like there was this crisis happening in the world. The political arena was hot. And so we just didn't feel like it was the right time to talk about what we were doing. And so we just started to map in some marketing spend and grow the brand through like digital means only. So some media, some partnerships, but really postured ourselves as opportunistic in the sense that we knew that on-demand delivery had become a thing for people that were used to buying their staples in stores. And so we just tried to start to become accommodating and create multiple access points besides our own digital storefront to have food available for people who couldn't leave their homes, were afraid to leave their homes, didn't want to go in stores, or they couldn't go in stores because doors were closed indefinitely. And some of the smaller pet stores don't have the capacity or the logistics, frankly, to do curbside pickup.
Sure.
And so what we heard from, that first tranche of customers was this was the only thing that was available to me in an on-demand capacity. So we partnered with Postmates. We did on-demand deliveries in LA and San Francisco, but I mean, that had added so much incrementality to our business just by way of being like a convenient, healthy option. That it really kind of gave us a lot of momentum to then kind of have a tailwind, in the midst of this pandemic, and really give us, I think like some awareness that maybe we wouldn't have been able to get even through like a formal PR announcement.
Sure.
Just because, it was well timed, and I think just generally like accommodating people's needs.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because during that time, while it is a pandemic and people are kind of like staying at home, but like I said, a lot of people are adopting dogs, and it could be the perfect time to launch a new disrupting product.
There is some silver lining, I think,
right?
In the sense that, I would imagine that some of you have heard the news, like there was this Clear the Shelters campaign. And so historically you'd go in and there wouldn't be like enough room to house the homeless animals. And it was like you'd go into shelters and like maybe there'd be one dog in some instances. Like the stuff that made the news, the shelters were entirely empty, which is great because people, opened their doors to animals, not just dogs, but really like expanded their families. And then that obviously had an impact on the category.
Yeah.
And so we saw some like really nice trends develop just specific to our industry, which ultimately benefited us. But I think like also just leaves us feeling good that actually part of our like ethos is to give back. And I've got 2 rescue dogs. Both of my partners have rescue dogs. And so we partner with local shelters to give a % of proceeds back to those shelters. Or if we've got excess product, we give them product.
Okay.
And so there's like this donation component or like charitable aspect built into the model. But it's something that is very close to us in terms of us being able to relate to it because we've pulled animals, homeless animals into our homes. And then also I think it's just like the right thing to do.
Sure.
And so it means a lot that like certain things that were great came out of like a pretty unfortunate situation.
Sure. No, that's a good way to look at it.